Hey everyone, Nick Shaheen here looking at pot stocks, cannabis stocks. I haven't done that in a while, a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. Anyway, it's been busy. We've had a correction in the stock market, so it's time to give them a quick look-see. This is MJ with the ETF. Hard to pin a bottom, clearly. I could argue that once they lost this ledge right here, this was in the cards, and then this was extra. So if I go to a weekly, this is a day. This was a weekly. Okay, center. Well, so clearly there's no when I don't have any reference back here. Calling a bottom means I'm an expert at the subject matter, which I'm not. So it's a fool's errand here. I don't think that's the same case with CGC Canopy Growth. Nice few days. This is a daily 1 year worth of candles. Clearly we had a whole bunch of consolidation zones here that failed. Not to particular fault of their own. Sentiment on Wall Street is horrendous. Everybody's freaked the freak out. And not to our fault because our leaders freaked out. And I can't believe they did. So anyway, so now we have a giant economic hole to dig out of. And luckily these guys know how to move fast, so maybe they can recover fast. Right here is not a place where I would start longs. If I'm long from here, I'd probably lock them. Not because it cannot recover, because it's going to start to encounter some resistance. Level resistance at 1350. In fact, I'm going to draw it right now, so I know I talked about it. So there's going to be, it's not a hard line in the sand. I'm just going to draw it like this. Ooh. That's a nasty looking line. Anyway, that's first level of resistance. The second level will be somewhere around here. So we'll draw another one up there too. This way I'd remember that we talked about it. So not a wall, but I expect some selling, just some price action. The other level would be somewhere around here. So these are targets / places I'd think of cutting loose of some longs. So if I double down here and this gets me back to even, maybe I'll take out the double down. So I'm back to the original position minus the losses. That's what averaging down usually does. If I'm long here, I double down here, somewhere in the middle gets me out whole. Job done. I don't just hang on to the hopium. So this is from that perspective. So longer term, do we have references from before? Unlike the other chart, yes we do. So if I'm here now, if I look left, there are definite levels. This level played a role in a big scalp here, a couple of videos I did. And so now we are here, that blue line, back to that same level, but I'm looking at the low to see if I can count on it, which would have been here. If I look left, you can see that dashed white line. So this cluster played a role. So did this. So did this candle right here. So it's not surprising where they stopped. So that's a good news, because at least the technicals are playing some role here in the for CGC. I don't think we're going to see the same things from ACB back to the right here. So again, here there's no smart comment except where to exit, and I think if we get anywhere $1 or $1.25 would be an exit point. I shouldn't say that. It will counter some selling. How about that? Tilray, oh man, holy cow. I mean, do you guys remember that one day it went up to 300? It was so volatile. I had a winning trade. I had sold puts, I can't remember, 60, 65, and it rallied over 120, and I couldn't close my puts. I could not find a buyer at the mid of the bid and ask. So it was nuts. Needless to say, those are long days away. So here, same comment. I don't have anything to shoot for below. So unless I'm an expert at it, I don't really know why I would want to buy it. I may see some divergence as far as the RSI maybe going up while the stock wasn't, but I'm not sure that's really a good reason to buy it. I mean, it showed something like this here. So I don't know. These are extreme situations. So if you know the stock, then maybe you want to do some homework on that. Nothing here is, by the way, a recommendation to buy or sell. I'm just merely sharing my levels. So here, Chronos hit selling points, and it's struggling with them. So what needs to happen is them to hold higher lows and reattack the 6.2 level to see if they can break out of. Then they show some gumption. But if I'm looking at it, This is a prior neckline, so it's not going to be easy. Usually when something falls off of a cliff, like a neckline of sorts, like a ledge, then when you get back to that ledge, onus is on the bulls to overcome it, like these candles. If they ever get back to this candle, no way are they going to slice through it. Like if this one came back to here, because this is such a pointy thing, that they have to, take a breather and then try a second time. Same with this candle to a lower extent. This is not as fat a candle as those other ones. So if they get back to it, they need to push through it. Same with this one. So think along those lines. Okay, APHA, almost identical, recent pattern as CGC, so the same comments will work here. Okay, second best out of all the charts I'm looking at now. No words. Well, at least they're holding the prior low. So the one thing you don't want to see is them bouncing off of it and then losing that prior low. Then, zero is fair game. I'm not saying it's going out of business, but anyway. So this is probably the most legit second to, or as I don't want to say second to CGC because I think they had a business going before pot. Anyway, so losing this level right here is bad news. Technically, it should go much lower. Technically, I'm not saying it will, but it should. It should probably fill this gap down here. Again, there's going to be people that say that's not a head and shoulders. Maybe not perfectly drawn head and shoulders, but it sure pretty looks like a neckline that was busted. And when the bulls lose the neckline that is so precise or fine, like visible, I can see it. They tried here, bounce, support, 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 and then whoosh. So what's going to probably happen is they're going to try to rally, and they're going to hit that ledge and fail. I should say onus is on the bulls to not fail. How about that? The cup half full. So if I'm long and it comes back to that place, is where I get out. If I caught it here, by get out, I mean if it's a trade, if it's an investment, then you got out on cheap. That's your theory. So what is this? I would have to revisit that. So this is a daily. So let me look at, no, wait, is that weekly? Weekly. Okay, so daily, does this, okay. From the daily, look at this collection. Clearly there's going to be a fight here, so I can probably draw a box and say my trading thesis here, a breach of either sides, I chase. So as a trade, if they breach this candle above or below, it should go in that direction. If it breaches this, the century mark would be the exit point, in my opinion, just looking at this. I don't know how the action is going to play out. Anywhere near 100 is going to hit a lot of resistance, my perception of this chart. Anything that below this one candle right there, 68 and change, would probably fill this white line that I had drawn before, and I don't know if that fills the gap. Reset. Almost. I don't know if I did it on purpose or not, but that was the eyeball. Let me go to a monthly chart. Okay, this eliminates all the noise. Hide all the lines. I don't see. I mean, it's a pivot area. You can see that they failed here. They try to use it as support. They pivoted around it a few times, that red line where we are right now. So this is a monthly chart, so the month is still ongoing. We don't know how this is going to end up, so we'll see. Go back to the daily and switch over to the next chart. CRBP, I don't even know how to pronounce that one. Nice move. This is a daily chart. This is where they're going to hit resistance, $5, nice round number. This candle right here concerns me a little bit, 5.2. This another ledge, 5.5. So pick your exit points as far as booking. So if I'm winning from here, I'd lock in some profit. So if I bought calls, I would sell some covered calls against them. So let's say I bought a call for 50 cents. I'm making this up. And then price ran through it, and now it's like $3. So I'm winning. So I would try to sell a call much higher for another 50 cents. So then I'd be long for free because I paid 50 cents and I collected 50 cents and I'm holding an asset, so there's no way I can lose money. I'm just making round figures. So it's called spreading the position, putting it to work. Or I can do nothing and book a few. If I bought 10, maybe I book 2 and take out my money. Anyway, so that is the situation there. Ugh, Okay, there's nothing to be said here. It's just bleeding down to no end. Is this? Yeah, new lows. I don't know what that is. 22nd Century Group sounds like a real estate place. Okay, so the good thing is that it's. Do I have any drawings? No. So the action is tightening up. So something's got to give. So, oops, something like this. I'll fix it later. Or something like this. I know this is, what is this, daily? Let's go down to 100. Whoops, I didn't mean that small. 120, there we go. So these are 2-hour candles. A little wonky, but the action is right. So I can move this even up to here, like a neckline of sorts. If lost, they're going to go, or if they break out the trend or break the, I like level breakouts better than trend lines. So some people say, okay, so the trend line is broken, I start chasing it. I prefer level breakouts. So if they beat this level, if they beat that level, they may go up. Even though the trend line break tells me ahead of time, but it also has more fake outs. So somebody else will say, no, I like to chase the neckline. Whoops, wrong one. So they would chase the neckline breakout versus, so they start here versus here. Personal preference. I like the levels. This level looks pretty violent. By violent, or pretty important. How about that? So that's the reason why I would rather see the breakout from the level. This would be another level where there'd be some resistance. This would definitely be resistance. Zone, maybe a little bit higher. I'm just putting quick lines here for the time's sake. All right, so this is what I'm looking at. These are all of them, I think. All the ones on my list. It's been a while, so sorry about that. But somebody brought it up to me. And here we go. Nick signing out.